Let's try this again. Can you hear me? Okay, sweet. I was saying, let's get the energy up. All right. It is sip and chat and study and learn time. Alcohol is not required, just supposed to bring a beverage. All right, you guys. So tonight we are going to be hearing from Britt. She is a lifetime diamond coach. She's a rock star on this team. She's going to talk about social media. So I hope you have your pen. I hope you're going to take notes. Stay engaged. Do not be on your phone sending messages. Do not be on your phone checking your notifications. You need to be engaged and listening to Britt because this is an extremely important training, right? The other thing that I just want to say before we start is we as a team, and I challenge everyone on the team to raise your expectations. Expect that when you come to this team call, you are going to walk away inspired and motivated and energized and with so much new information. Expect that when you stay on for the Q&A after this, right, for all the diamond coaches, that you are going to learn so much more, and that tonight you're going to help at least one new person. That means after this call, expect that you're going to be so inspired that you're going to go send some messages and your energy is going to be contagious and you're going to help someone tonight. I think as a team, we need to be continually raising our expectations and not going into this half-hearted, because I'm telling you what, if you expect to be successful and if you expect to hit Success Club this month, then you will. But if you're expecting to just come and kind of just like, you know, that's what's going to happen, okay? So let's engage. Let's listen to Britt. Britt, I'm going to unmute you and take it away.
Yay. All right. Okay, so my topic is actually sharing your journey on social media. And so I just want to give you a little bit of background about me, and it will tie into what I'm talking about tonight. So I grew up playing basketball. I mean, like 3rd grade through college. And I never had to think about my weight, ever. My metabolism was phenomenal. Working out was like my job. I got a college scholarship because of it. It was just my life. And then college was over and I had to get a real job. And that healthy lifestyle that I had always sort of just lived came to a halt. And my clothes started getting tight because of working out and eating clean was no longer part of my lifestyle. I got married, I had 3 babies, and when my youngest, my daughter, was a month old, I found Beachbody. And I loved it. I got amazing results. I started 21 Day Fix. I did 2 rounds of it. I lost 40 pounds. I became a diamond coach. And then my husband said, hey, let's move to Montana to caretake for my grandparents who raised me. And I was like, but we did. And life got really tricky. And I got stuck in a vicious cycle of starting, letting life get in the way. I would hype up a group and then life would get crazy and I would stop showing up for myself because I was always the first person that I would let down. I had 3 kids and 2 80-year-olds counting on me. I mean, these are real reasons, like broken hips, dislocated shoulders, pipes bursting, like real reasons. And that's just what I want to talk about. Like, life is going to happen to every single person, but it's how you show up through those situations. It's sharing through those situations. So when Live 4 came out, my husband and I went live. We went live on Facebook. We went live on Instagram. And we were like, no, we're doing this. We really got the momentum going. And then once again, life happened and I stopped showing up. And right then I knew I had to make a choice. Because I was teaching my audience that they couldn't trust me. I was showing my followers that they couldn't count on me to do what I said I was going to do. And I don't know about you, but that's not a quality I want in a leader. That's not a quality I want in a coach. And that's not who I have ever been. But I was seeing that that's who I was. So I decided I needed to make a change and follow through and freaking show up for myself and make that a non-negotiable, or I just needed to quit. Like, I was so sick of my own BS. I was so sick of hearing, there's a new group coming, I'm so excited for it. And then nothing. I was so sick of it. And I knew if I was sick of it, then other people were sick of it too. So I realized I had to set some boundaries. I was taking care of all these people and I needed to take care of myself first. So I took my own advice. I've been telling my challengers, take care of yourself. You can't pour out of an empty cup. But I wasn't following my own advice. So I went all in for Transform 20, like all in. I barely even talked about it. I barely even promoted it. I promoted it in my challenge group, and I maybe talked about it a few times on my stories. I don't even think I made a post about it. I didn't want to promote another program and have people say, here she goes again. I was sick of it. So I wanted my results to speak for themselves. So I put my head down and I freaking went to work. I was scared to show what my body had become because honestly, I was really depressed in that year. And I wasn't proud of where I had gotten, but I knew if I just am vulnerable and show where I am right now, that's going to reach people. So I remember I took my, 2-week, 3-week photos, and I sent them to my husband. I sent them to my coach, Sue. And I was like, I feel like I should post this, but I don't want to post this. And I was scared to share what my body looked like, but I was freaking proud, you guys. I started sharing weekly transformation pictures, and the response that I got was phenomenal. Even though that I was discouraged of where I let my body get, sharing those photos almost worked like an insurance policy because I knew that if I showed what I look like under those sweatshirts and yoga pants, I couldn't go back. So I was following up with everyone who liked or commented on my photos. I was posting polls, and knowing that people were watching really pushed me. And something that I really learned in that time, people were saying like, oh, you're so brave. I could never do that. You're so brave. And what I realized is that real is rare. People don't see real very often these days. With filters and, the highlight reel of social media, real is rare, and people can still spot a phony a mile away. So don't just post to post. Don't just be mindless noise in people's news feeds. Don't think I have to post 3 times a day. No, don't be a Beachbody robot. Add value. Share your journey. Share what's going on in your life. Share a pain point that people can connect with. Think of your mindset before you started and be true to who you are. So you want to project your energy. Block who you need to block. I didn't feel like I could share about taking care of Josh's grandparents without upsetting his family. So I blocked them. I blocked them from my stories. And if there are people in your life that don't support you, you don't have to deal with their baloney. Like, just block them. Like, you don't need it. You don't need people naysaying into your life, not speaking truth or life into you. Like, if people want to pull you down, I don't know if you guys have heard of like the crab effect. Like, if you put crabs in a bucket, other crabs are going to try to pull the crab that's getting out back down. That's freaking crap. So if there are people in your life who are trying to pull you back down, block that shit. Like, you don't need it. You don't need it. So be true to who you are. So on my stories, I will have sunglasses and pre-workout, and I will lip sync. But if that's not who you are, don't force it, because I would be in my kitchen lip syncing and drinking pre-workout if I didn't have a phone. That's just who I am. If you love to read books, share about what book you're reading. If you have a really hard time waking up in the morning, grab your phone and be like, oh my gosh, I hate getting out of bed in the morning. Be yourself. Document your journey. Stay authentic. You got to work on your personal growth. You don't want to just stay where you are. Work on your PD, do the vital behaviors, and really the rest will fall in line. Because this business is not complicated, but it's not easy. We're not like any other MLM. We're not selling candles. We're not selling socks or lip gloss. We have to do our vital behaviors, be proof that the product works, because this is a lifestyle. We're not selling, we're sharing a lifestyle. And when people see that it's your lifestyle and you enjoy it, they let down their guard and they don't feel like they're being sold. They feel like they're getting a sneak peek into your life. But attracted me to my coach was not her workouts. It was her sharing about her personal development and that she was needing time in the morning before her kids woke up. So I reached out to her asking about what book she was reading, asking about the Miracle Morning book. You need to think about other things in your life. If Sue hadn't have said, oh my gosh, I'm so burnt out as a mom sometimes, I need to wake up before my kids, who knows if I would have connected with her if she was just like, I love 21 Day Fix. I love my shake. Like, no, be who you are. Like, if you're having a hard time, freaking share it. And if, like I said, if there are people in your life who aren't tearing you down, block it. You don't have to block them from everything, but if it's stopping you from being true to who you are, block it. Be a person that keeps their promises and wake up proud of who you are. Follow through, because when you're in love with who you are, that shines through and everyone can feel that. So when I started doing that, I saw my Success Club numbers really rise. I was signing more coaches, more challengers, and I just really feel like there's so much to be said for just keeping it real and being authentic. It's pretty much what I have to say. I was pretty fired up.
What just happened? Sit here and watch the call on replay. You guys do that every single morning, first thing when you wake up. Yes, that's awesome. You guys, everything she said is true. Like, you should look at the comments.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't even have my comments turned on. Oh, it's beeping.
The other thing, you guys, like, I mean, Britt just proved her point. She could have got on here and been like, you need to post. She could have said what our friggin' Success Club daily tracker habit sheet says, right? 5 to 7 stories. Make sure you're posting your before and afters, right? She didn't actually say any of that. Like, all that is very important. Please don't disregard that. But it's how you do it that matters, right? And that's exactly what Britt is saying. You can send out invites, or you can send out real invites from you, the way you talk. You can post, or you can post. Like, all right. So we've got plenty of time. So I hope that everyone brought questions for the Diamond Coaches. So right now we've got Sharon and Megan on the call. I'm going to unmute you guys. So hopefully you guys got questions, okay? So what you're going to do, just go like this or something. I'll unmute you. You can ask the question, and we'll go from there, okay? So what questions do you guys have, or what topics do we want to talk about? And here's the other thing is, I mean, when I started, I was hungry for information. And I wish my coach had like opened up a Zoom call like this and let me ask questions, because I would have had a freaking rap sheet of like, I would have had rap sheet. Is that a word? That's right, guys.
Yeah, that's a word.
All of a sudden I was like, wait, is that a word? You guys, I would have had so many questions. So I know right now you're probably thinking, like, you're probably freezing up, like, oh my gosh, there's not many of us and she wants questions. I didn't prepare. I will call on you. No, I'm just joking. Don't be scared. Well, my point is there's no stupid questions. Okay, go ahead, Michelle.
So I was I was asking this to Sharon earlier. I was like, how to deconstruct, what was the way that you put it, reverse engineer in order to get to the goal that you're ultimately looking at. I was having kind of a hard time writing down like what my specific month should look like and everything in the journal. Okay, so I don't really know what my question is. I guess it's just mostly like I'm not positive exactly what I should be aiming for each week in order to reach that goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just deal with you right now in front of everybody. So what's your goal?
Diamond by what? June, what was it? June 6th. Yeah.
So let's aim for 1-star diamond by June 6th, at least, if not 2. So
Okay.
what your goal is, just double it.
Okay.
10 times it.
Yeah.
What's that, Sharon?
I said 10 times it.
10 times it.
Okay, so, maybe
So what you were asking though is like, so what does your weekly goal need to be if that's your goal by the end of June 6th?
Just kind of how to write it down in my day-to-day, breaking it down into, what should I be doing each day to get to essentially that, like what am I aiming for each day? Does that kind of make sense? Because I'm going off of what I'm looking at in the planner.
Okay, so let's say you have, like, I know you because you're one of my coaches. This is Rochelle. She's an Emerald coach here on Bloom. So she has her husband on one leg, and she has actually an inactive coach and then another active coach that she just on her other leg. Okay, so to go to Diamond, she needs to get one go to diamond, she needs to get both of those to be emerald. Okay. To be 1-star means one of those have to be diamond. So what you need to be doing is obviously funneling, and we're going to talk about this actually in the Rise Up group tomorrow, how to create emeralds as a coach, like what you could be doing. But so what you need to be doing is you need to be signing coaches, right? Because you want to be creating more emeralds. So a goal could be, and you've got to think about this as yourself, to post about the business opportunity in one way or the other, sharing a journey, sharing a story, not just being a billboard for coaching. Like maybe talk in different posts about what it's done for you. You every person that likes it, every person that comments on it, you have a conversation with them. But maybe say, let's say, what is it? It's April.
Yeah.
April. So you have this month, May, and you have a little bit of June. I would say have a goal of signing 5 coaches a month.
Which that's what I have, I think.
I mean, that's a goal. Sign 5 coaches a month and, just start there. So to sign 5 coaches a month, how many invites do you have to send out? I mean, so just go that way. Be like, okay, if I have to sign 5 coaches a month, then that means I have to send out this many invites that month. Now break it down in a week. So that tells you how many posts you need to be making about it.
Okay.
So
that helps. Thank you.
That's how I would do it. Okay.
I have a book recommendation for you.
Okay.
I just read it and I absolutely loved it, and it changed my whole thinking on planning. It's The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran. Is it Moran? It is an amazing book, and it will make you absolutely redevelop all of your goals in a manageable way.
Who is it by?
Brian Moran. I think it's
I have that in my queue. I just haven't done it yet.
It's a really good one. I need to read it again. I read it in January, and yeah, it's good.
I have 4 Audible credits, so I need to use them.
Yeah, I get it.
If it's on Audible.
Yeah, it is.
And then the one thing just that I would say along with all of that is back to what I was saying at the beginning of the call. I'm probably going to say it 20 times tonight, but is your expectations. So it's really easy to think like I'm showing up, I'm sending 100 invites a month, I'm not signing anyone. What's going on? I'm showing up in my stories. But how is your mindset? Because the only way that you're going to hit diamond is if your mindset is right. And if you are expecting people to sign up, the months when I'm not feeling like me, I'm not really believing in myself in my workouts, and I'm kind of struggling with those, the stuff that has to do with me, are normally the months when I get the most no's, no matter how much I'm inviting. It all starts here. And the months when I'm like, you would be a fool not to join us. I swear, every invite I send, people are like, yeah, yep.
Yeah.
The reason I hit Success Club 50 with probably sending out, I probably had 95% yeses that month. And I really believe it's because I had just had Duke. And I had had him a little bit before, but I had just done my first workout, and my mindset was I was in love with the workouts. And I really think that's why, it's insane how that works. So just make sure your expectations are there when you're doing that, because you can hit 1 star by summit.
Yeah. And I used to say, I said it last year, and I think I probably said it to Britt and Megan. I wouldn't ever say it to Sue because, she's my coach. But I think I probably said it to them. I'm like, oh, it was last summit. I was like, my goal is to be diamond, but my goal is to be diamond by this summit. And I was like, but if that doesn't happen, I'm going to be real with myself too. That's what I would say. And I'm like, who was that girl? I was basically telling myself, it's okay, but you don't have to put in the work, because if you don't get there, you're okay with yourself too. And it's now, flash forward where I am now, I'm like, I am going to be diamond by the time I'm there, but to heck if I'm actually not going to be 2-star walking across that stage. And I have a couple months okay, I'm going to get there. And I believe I can now. And so, yeah, it's all mindset. Diamond is a mindset.
Yeah. Also, just to add one more thing, don't focus on just enrolling coaches who want to be business builders. Do discount coaches and offer the opportunity to everybody, because you will find that there are some people who you thought would never want to do this they'll sign for the discount, and that's a coach under you. So it doesn't matter right now at this point if they're business builders or if they're discount coaches. It's a coach, and it's going to help you get to diamond, so or beyond. So offer it to every single person who buys a challenge pack. Offer it to your current challengers, because you just never know.
Yeah.
People love discounts. That's why I did it.
Yep.
I wanted the discount.
I
So,
do offer it to every single person I talk
I do
to.
too.
You know, like they've said, yeah, I'd love to do that challenge pack. And I'm like, okay, here's your last choice that you have to make. You either sign up as a customer or a coach. Same price, but one, you get a discount on that shake, and you have the opportunity to earn a side income for you and your family for whatever you might need it for. Like that's kind of how I word it. And you'd be amazed how many coaches.
Yeah,
You
I
get.
also word it. I always just say, as a discount member, and then I say, my 90-year-old granny is a coach. So don't be intimidated by the word. Britt,
Yeah.
something? Go ahead. I think. Wait.
Yeah, Britt.
Go ahead.
I always just say, like, I love a deal, so I'm going to offer you what I get. Like, I'm going to give you, like, I want to give you my deal, what I get on this, because I love a deal. I'm a bargain shopper, and people are like, oh.
That's good. Yeah. I
That's good. Yeah.
like that. That's awesome. All right. What else? Even if it's not a specific question, even if you're like, I'm confused about this, or you guys put this in the Rise Up group and I don't know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, how do you guys move beyond your immediate network and spread out? I mean, I've only been a coach for like a week, so baby steps. But I have 2 customers, both of which refused to do anything beyond just Beachbody on Demand. So I know they will spread the word, but what can I do to help get that out there?
So I'll start, and then people can, jump on with this. So the very first thing I did was I had to write out who am I outside of, Beachbody and my cold or my warm market. So where did I go to high school? What are my interests? What do I have animals? Do I have children? So my thing is my daughter plays sports, so I can instantly find groups on Facebook of soccer moms. I went to my graduating class page and I joined that. I was in the military, or are you a military spouse? Is there a support group page? Be a part of those groups. Be active. No, you're not going to be marketing in there, but there's some friends. So I go in there and I'm, oh, that girl looks like I friend request her. And so I'm growing my network. I'm reconnecting with people from my past that knew me. So I know you are into Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, hello, there's a huge market there. I mean, there are people sitting down, playing a computer game like you are. It's like, they can work out too, so how many groups can you get on about Dungeons and Dragons? Are you a horse lover? I find groups on Facebook, it's network marketing, and I go and I add people like that are active in that group that I can connect with. I am expanding my network that way. And then, there's a lot more you can do, but that's where I would start is write down who you are and those little things that I actually have a group. This is really sad. Fuzzy slipper fanatics. There is actually a Facebook group on fuzzy slipper fanatics. There are some weird people in there, guys. Let me tell you, I'm not as weird as they are. But I have a couple awesome friends and one that I'm talking to right now. I mean, it's just so weird. The stupid things you can connect with people over. So that would be my very first thing I would tell you to do. So.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else has any others.
I don't do the groups, but I know a lot of people do this already, but I friend request off of my current friends. And I can, if you guys want, I can share my screen to show you exactly how to do it on Facebook. I know a lot of you already know how, but do you want me to share it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hold on. Okay, so if you go into your friends list, so it's gonna look like this. And then there's a tab that says recently added. You can go here and literally you can go to any of these new friends, click on them, and then click their friends. And I just go through and I look at their pictures. If they look like they're a mom and they have kids, or they look like somebody I might get along with, I add them. And I always try to make sure that we have like at least 3 mutual friends, because they're going to see you and be like, oh, we know the same people, and they're going to add you back. Like, it's not icky. It's not awkward. Sometimes they'll respond and be like, hey, how do I know you? And I'm like, oh, I actually don't know if we do know each other, but I love to connect with other women, and it's so nice to meet you, or whatever. But that's how I do it. So I start with friends, and then I just go into their friends and just continuously add that way. I do the same thing on Instagram too. I'll even look at like a celebrity or somebody that I feel like I like to follow. I'll go to their followers and I'll just do the same exact thing. And Instagram is a whole nother ballpark, I think, because you don't have to know them. Like, you don't have to have any connection to them. But that's just what I do. And then from there, if they're watching my stories, if they're liking my posts, or looking at my posts, I invite them from that.
And then, and a lot of people too, I feel like, get stuck at this point. They feel bad for, they're like, oh, I don't know this person. Like, I don't really want to send a friend request. What if they ask me, like, how do you know me? Right? Like, and that's totally normal, I think, to feel that way. So remember that, like, you're going to be adding so much value to whoever is your friend on social media. You're doing them a blessing. Right? Like, that's how much value you're going to add. You're not in it to sell anything. Like, their life will be changed if they get to know you. So, friend away. Yeah. All right, what else? Yeah.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
Okay, so when you say invite people, what exactly are you inviting them to? Like, your group page, or do they have to sign up as a coach to be invited, or just what do you invite them to give them more information about it?
Yeah. Who's your person? Who's your coach? Is it? Why do I think it's Grace?
Heidi.
Okay. Okay. So I think Heidi could also. Heidi, I'm gonna unmute you if you're there. And I know she's with her kids because they're going down to bed. In case she wants to chime in anything as well. But I mean, when you have people, you have different options, right? Like, I invite off of my posts. When I post about my challenge group, if they like that post, then I'm going to message them and invite them to join my challenge group, which is the group that you're in with Heidi, right? Because she always does a challenge group.
Right.
If I do a post about tonight and like this call and they like it, I'm going to message them and be like, girl, were you interested in joining our team? So that's more of a coaching invite. But like we said, when you do sign someone up to just be in the challenge group, it's always nice just to let them know they can sign up as a discount member, which is a coach, right?
Right, because right now, like, I have the problem of, like, giving them information about, like, say, Challenge Pack or the Shakeology or what have you, and it kind of just scares them away. So I'm really just kind of wanting them to see what it's all about first, even though, they see my posts and stuff too, but I'm, I guess, trying to build that trust, that it's not just me and I'm not trying to flank you or anything, it's the real deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you invite someone, do you mind just sharing maybe like what you're saying?
Let's see. Like, I don't know if I can exit out of this because I have it on my phone. I know I talked to a girl today, and I was just kind of telling her what I was doing, which I was doing the Transform 20 and the Shakeology, and she was telling me about her goals and stuff. And one of them was to lose weight, but she's also wanting to help her mental, she goes through depression and anxiety and stuff, which I do too. But so I could relate to her with that. And so she was kind of excited that we had something that we could relate to.
Sure.
And I told her that the Shakeology has helped me a lot with that, especially with my depression, because there's vitamins and stuff in there that I don't take every day. So, so she was really excited about that.
Mhm.
And so that was kind of the get-go of it, and she was kind of, sold on it.
Mhm.
But I didn't invite her to anything. I did ask her, where she lived, because we're kind of in the same area, and I told her that, like, we could work out together or whatever, just for that extra support.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to, like, invite her to
Yeah.
show her that there's more support than just me, like this. I did tell her about how we do the video calls and stuff too, so.
Yeah, I would for sure be like, girl, you want to work on your mindset? You want to like feel good? You want to connect with me? Like, I will work with you one-on-one. And I have a challenge group, which is like a virtual boot camp, a tribe full of women just like us. And you can join that. And you get
Right.
all the programs for the price of one. Plus you get a month free of Shakeology. Like, it is insane. Do you want to do it with me? You know what I mean? Is that gonna help?
Yeah, that's pretty
what
much
I would
how
say,
it went and stuff. That's pretty much how it went, and everything went well. So just waiting for the 2 weeks for a paycheck or whatever so she could do it. But I mean,
Yeah.
she's really excited about it. So I'm trying to help her keep that excitement, that motivation to keep going.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
because it's easy to lose.
Yeah. Sharon,
And that's the big thing about following up, is that having a system where you're going to keep track of her and making sure you're checking back in with her in those 2 weeks. I always say, when would you like me to reach back out to you? Or, hey, when do you think you'll put through that link? But yeah, like you should always have a challenge group going. And like I said, your upline has a challenge group going, and you can always add to theirs if that's, if they're good with that, which I know we all are. So you can I always add to challenge groups. Like, if I'm doing a call to action post, it's either literally like I'm formulating it because those likes and those comments, I'm going to invite them personally to the group. And then if I'm doing it more about the business, I'm going to invite those people who like it or comment to the coaching opportunity. And mine always sounds about the same. And I actually write a script. Every morning I sit down and I look at my post that I made the day before. I literally write down every single person that liked it and every single person that commented on no matter what it is. And then I'm like, okay, what did I say in that post? Now, what am I going to say to them? And I say the same thing to every single person because they don't know that. And it's always, hey, girl, because that's me, by the way. I always say, hey, girl, and I always use y'all. Don't do it if it's not you. I'm like, hey, girl, thanks so much for the love on my post yesterday about the struggle I have with emotional eating. And I'll say something to kind of like bring back that emotion, be like, I don't know where you are in your health and fitness journey, but I would love to invite you to do this journey with me. Like, I have a support and accountability group open, and I'd love for you to hop in. What do you think? Like, I have that. Or I'll be like, hey girl, thanks for, the love on my post about coaching or whatever I said. And I'll do it. It'll sound better than that. Be like, I don't know if this is a good fit for you, but I would love to pop you in my What Is Coaching group and see if this could be an answer to something in your life. Like, can I add you? I always ask them a question because I literally just invited them. And then whatever they say, then I'm like, okay, what are your goals? And then I get to know them. And then they might say no, and then they'll go on my later list. But I always invite. And you're always inviting to either the coaching opportunity or the challenge group. And even if you're doing a post about your dog, tell them thank you. Be like, do you have a dog? Get to know them. Like, you should be making conversation after almost every post. I don't do it. I don't work every 7 days of the week, but that's how I do it. So I always have people to invite.
Yeah. And Sarah too, I think what you said about, you said you've struggled with like anxiety or, that kind of stuff, like your mindset. For me, one of the powerful things that I can do is I can post vulnerable. So I can post about being a single mom for 5 years. When I post about that, when anybody likes that kind of a post, like a post that makes me want to throw up when I post it, but it doesn't have anything to do with fitness, those names literally go on a different sheet of paper because those are my tribe. Like, if they can reach me on issues of life, then those are the girls who I want on my team. So just as a little side note, maybe it's a little more detailed or whatever, but I really think that makes a difference, because the top coaches on this team, and even it doesn't matter, like I would say like 98% of the coaches who I personally have signed up, I reach them on a different level besides health and fitness. And that's why I know they're going to stay with me too, because we're a family. Like, you don't leave family when you connect with that issue. And that's what you're ultimately going for. That's how you're going to build a business, right? Just as an extra side note. But yeah, that's how you find your tribe. So good job posting about that kind of stuff. Like, and I watch you on social media, so you're doing good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, what other questions do we have, guys? Okay, Grace, I'm coming over to you. Okay, go ahead.
What do you all do about people that follow your stories? I have people that they're doing Tone Up, is that what it's called? They're doing different fitness programs. They're training for marathons. They follow me every day, every story. They make comments. They like it. They know what I do. Do you just kind of like maintain that friendship and put them in a category of like, maybe what they're doing is short-lived, it's not going to be a lifestyle? I mean, does anybody else have, I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, why they don't invite me to anything? They're doing their posts, but they follow me all the time, and I have probably about 10 of them. And they're people that I've met through groups, through different, like maybe a Christian group, women of faith or whatever.
Right.
Are they just looking for friends? How much time do you invest in that?
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually gonna unmute Kealoha right now, because she's actually, I'm gonna let her answer this question, because I think hang on, Kayla. I'm not very good. Okay, go ahead.
I figured you would do that to me. So in my church, which is where a huge part of my face-to-face social connection is, everyone is either doing keto or a big thing right now. I don't know why it's a fad, but so many people have been getting the gastric sleeve surgery. And like, I'll literally be talking to someone, they'll message me, hey, I love seeing your results, and they want to do what I'm doing. I tell them about it, and then like a week later, they're posting about they're having surgery, and I'm like, that's the simpler solution to you, Also, just I've worked as a personal trainer and stuff, so I have so many people on Instagram and stuff that follow me, that do CrossFit, that do keto, like I said, everything other than Beachbody. And I don't invest like a ton of time in them. Like, I don't reach out to them a lot. But so many of those people do message me and tell me I inspire them. And for me, that kind of feeds me to keep being vulnerable and keep sharing. And to know that I'm inspired, I'm like, I just respond saying, thank you. That's kind of my goal in sharing my story. And I have signed a couple people who have decided that what they were doing doesn't work anymore. And they've decided, they've seen me have consistent results for the last year. So they've decided to go with me. But I think the biggest thing is just to keep doing it, keep sharing, let them follow you, and keep just being real. I don't know.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly. Sharon's saying the same thing in the chat.
Yeah, they do. They follow you for a reason. They like what they're seeing, and you're inspiring them with something. And really, that's kind of, I look at it as that's the goal. And if I keep my focus on that, I'm here to help people and inspire them. Even if they decide to do something else, like I had someone message me, oh, you inspired me to go buy a treadmill. I'm like, oh, that's great. But the fact is they are getting healthy, and that's really the goal. Would I like them to do what I'm doing so I can make some money too? Of course, but
Absolutely.
yeah.
Thank you for your opinion on that.
Yeah.
Were you raising your hand? Okay, go ahead.
So many people at my church are doing keto, so I totally relate with you. But a lot of the people at my church have given people referrals to me. So they're watching my stories, and maybe they don't want to do what I do, but they're like, hey, I was talking to someone who was really looking for a new workout program, so I gave them your Instagram handle. And I'm like, hey, at least maybe you can get referrals off of that. So I don't know if that's helpful, Grace. But as people are watching, they're watching you for a reason. So.
And what does Shanti always say? Trust and believe.
Yeah.
Those fat things, they don't work out. They
So-
always come back to Beachbody.
I was keto when I started as a coach, by the way, guys. I was that keto coach, by the way. And you know what? I got really effing sick, like really freaking sick. And now I can speak to people in fads because I did it. Okay, so don't count those people out. Don't count the girls on the diets out. Don't count girls doing weird $300 a month. I mean, you never know. It's like they're wanting a solution. They just don't quite know you're the solution yet.
And when Sharon used to talk to me about it, and I remember I was just like, because I know.
Good job.
No need to preach at her. She's not an idiot. She's
Yeah.
very smart. I was like, I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna let this play out.
Yep.
I will still even invite those people, even if I know that they're doing something else, because that gives me a reason to follow up with them every single month and ask them like I truly care. I mean, I do care about their health. So I do want them to, know that I'm here to support them. But I ask them like, oh, how are you liking that kickboxing class that you signed up for? How are you liking your keto diet or whatever? And I've had so many people say, oh, it was so hard to like get to the class. Perfect. I've got workouts that you can do from home. Or like, it gives you a chance to follow up and to keep on planting that seed, even if they don't join you now, they're still watching you, as everybody has said, because they're interested in something that you're doing. So continuously following up every single month, showing that you care, it will make a huge difference.
Yep.
Jamie.
Oh, Jamie. I wasn't sure if you were.
She's dancing.
Or
No, I'm raising my hand.
go ahead.
Sharon, when you did keto, you were still drinking Shakeology and just made the Shakeology work for your daily allotment, right?
Yes, because you can be
Yes.
keto, because I don't advocate for keto obviously anymore. You can
Right.
be keto and drink that shake. It's about macronutrients and counting carbs,
Yeah.
which God, thank you, Jesus, I don't do anymore. But yeah, you can make it work.
So that's another thing that we can say, that when people tell us they're keto, we can tell them that Shakeology still works for keto as long as they're hitting that number is still whatever. So that's,
Yeah.
I've been, every time somebody tells me that, I'm like, hell yeah, Shakeology is still keto.
Yeah, and you can send them my way and I'll talk to them. I won't be like mean, I promise. I'll actually be informative and a lot of the people are like, well, because they followed me for a while. They're like, you used to be keto. I'm like, yeah, and this body didn't come from keto. Actually, I got my results. I slimmed down to my lowest body fat percentage and got my abs when I added carbs back. And that's what people don't understand. They're going for this fast weight loss. It's like, that you can actually get real results eating the foods that we were actually designed to eat. Like, we weren't designed to eat bacon and hot dogs all day long. It's just not what we were designed to do. So, but yeah, Shakeology can work with keto. Yeah.
Whenever someone says that they're doing keto, I just say, stop it. Talk to you.
Yeah.
I talk to them every month. Really quickly, before we keep answering questions, we are going to get a boomerang, or it won't be done, and people are going to start dropping off this call.
So true.
Now, this is like a vital behavior. Every Tuesday night, we need to be sharing this on your story. You need to be sharing this in a post. Like, you can bet in my Rise Up Journal, I am focusing on coaching, like in my posts and in my stories every Tuesday, because I know I have this. Okay, no flash. Everybody take
No
off
flash.
flash. I don't want
Got it.
name. My left.
I'm just gonna steal somebody's photo because I'm driving.
I'll tag you.
No. No one share. No, I'm just joking. All right. Are we gonna let's do
Ooh.
boomerang.
I think we should cheers, even though my glass is empty.
If
Yes.
you have a drink, just
Fill it up, fill it up.
and then just kind of we'll just do it on the count of 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys ready?
Yeah, I counted out.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh, is my flash on?
What was that?
Yes, Sharon.
No! That's okay. My hand went right in front of my. I gotta redo that anyway.
I'm so sorry.
That was my best smile too, Sharon.
I'm so...
You're not getting another one like that. Okay.
All right, do this again.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Well, mine sucked. So
I had to do so many pumps.
Mine's actually good. I think it's good. So.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna need to drop that in Bloom because mine sucked. I'm not gonna spend any more time. Okay. Other questions? Anyone know how to take a good boomerang? Since every time they're training on that. All right. Anybody else, guys? Nope.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How freaking awesome is our team? That's all.
I'm
No,
gonna
that's-
unmute everybody in case you say anything like that. It takes me like 5 minutes to unmute her. I don't know.
There's not a mute all, unmute all.
Yeah, I just don't know where it is.
Everyone's good. I think we're all up.
You
So
guys,
I'm just gonna say I had no idea what the boomerang was. I was just copying everyone.
yes. Player.
He needs Instagram training.